Date rape, time to abate. Can anyone here name the 3 most common types of date rape drugs?
Anyone?
Anyone?
We're going to tell you. The 3 most common types of date rape drugs are flunitrazepam,
Or Rethanol, also known as roofies, forget pills, mind erasers, and Whitneys.
GHB, gamma hydroxybutyric acid, also known as cherry meth, goop, liquid E, or easy lay.
And ketamine, also known as Black Hole, Kit Kat, Purple, Special K, Jet, Bump, or Green.
Agonist or antagonist. An agonist increases the activity of neurotransmitters, prevents the neurotransmitters from binding to receptor sites. It activates the site itself. It also enhances the production, storage, and release of neurotransmitters.
An antagonist reduces a neuron's ability to release neurotransmitters. It can also prevent a neurotransmitter from binding with the postsynaptic neuron by fitting into a blocker receptor site. Key findings in the reading. Drugs affect your brain. How, you may ask? They affect both your consciousness and your behavior through your neurons. Many teens have smoked cigarettes, marijuana, and used other heavier drugs. Alcohol affects your brain as well. There are both agonist and antagonist drugs, and some are a mix of both. Cocaine, Rethanol, and GHB. Amphetamines are stimulants that boost the mood by increasing both dopamine and
Norepinephrine.
cocaine is similar to amphetamines by increasing the same neurotransmitters, but blocks their reuptake, which is a different action but leads to a similar feeling. Rethanol and GHB are 2 common date rape drugs found on college campuses. GHB makes a victim appear drunk, and slipping it into someone's drink is considered a criminal act. Rethanol is 10 times more potent than a Valium. In fact, when mixed with drugs or put in an alcoholic beverage, rethanol can decrease neurotransmission in certain parts of the brain.
True or false? Does an agonist increase the activity of neurotransmitters?
True! The peer-reviewed article summary.
This study looked at voluntary and involuntary drug use scenarios. It took 2 groups of university students reading similar scenarios and answers questions about blame and responsibility for the victim and the perpetrator. When it came to calculating the results for responsibility, there was no main effect of gender. In addition to that, at the end of the study, analyzing the answers to the questions about blame, the amount of blame assigned to the perpetrator in a rape situation was a lot lower when the victim took GHB. Hydroxybutyric acid, also known as GHB, was a drug used in the study. There were so many results, and it's definitely worth a read.
Societal implications. When we think about date rape drugs, we usually assume a male would be driving a female, but this isn't always the case. Going out to a party and having a good time often includes alcohol for our age group. You have the choice to abstain. Stay safe.
Do girls provoke rape? Often in society, the victim is blamed for what happened or seen as provoking the perpetrator by society's views on how they were dressed or how much they drink.
Preventative measures. Nail polish created by a group of boys at college. When you dip your finger into your drink, the nail polish on your finger changes to a different color. This was created by undergraduate students at North Carolina State University. The students were Madden, Gray, Windheim, and Confrey. They created nail polish called undercover colors that changes color in the presence of common date rape drugs. If drugs have been slipped into your drink, just stir it with your finger. The downside of this would be most men wouldn't want to wear nail polish. Maybe we could have the nail polish on a stir stick or part of the cup. This nail polish, Undercover Colors, is receiving fundings currently. It's looking at making date rape drug presence a more known issue.
Drink Savvy, a company founded by Mike Abramson, which is a drinkware that changes color when it comes in contact with the commonly used date rape drugs. The goal of Drink Savvy is to sell these cups to college campuses and bars. Wouldn't you feel safer going to the wall knowing that they had these cups? Oh, no, it is.
True or false? Only women are the victims of date rape drugs. False. questions.
Date rape drugs can affect you emotionally, mentally, and physically.
Date rape drugs can be slipped into your drink with little to no indication. Often the person drugging you is somebody you already know.
There are so many ways you can prevent date rape.
Follow-up questions.
Eve,
Yes, what's your question?
what do you think is the most appropriate form of justice for people who distribute date rape drugs?
This is a pretty personal question, but in my opinion, I feel that those who distribute date rape drugs should be punished accordingly. It would make sense for the perpetrator to be treated just like any other drug distributor in a criminal trial. After a person has been charged with a crime, a judge with a jury must decide there's enough evidence to convict that person of the specific crime. I feel this would be the proper way to deal with drug distributors, whether it be date rape drugs, heavy drugs, or opiates. Hey, I have a question.
Yeah?
Do you think we live in a rape culture? And what is rape culture?
Well, rape culture is a term that feminists created to show ways in which society blamed victims of sexual assault and made male sexual violence normal. It is a society where violence is seen as sexy and sexuality as violent. In a rape culture, men and women assume that sexual violence is a fact of life, but a lot of what we think is inevitable is actually just values and attitudes that can easily be changed.
The same thing can be easily changed.
And attitudes that can be easily changed. We both feel that our current society is against rape. We disagree with rape culture because we don't think that sexual assault is a fact of life and that it can be stopped.
Our references. Hope you enjoyed our presentation. If you have any other questions or need to contact us, feel free to. My email is hill.marley@gmail.com, all lowercase.
My email is taylorpelche77@gmail.com, all lowercase.
Thank you.